Hello, what's up, college baseball fans? Welcome to episode number 3 for the 2024 season of the 11.7 podcast. Today is the big episode. All 30 conference winners will be picked by Jack, by Dimitri, and myself, and it's going to be a fun one. It might last pretty long. I don't really know. Maybe an hour and a half, roughly. I don't remember what we did last year, but it took a while. Um, Now, don't be tweeting at us saying like, "Oh, you picked them and had no reason behind it." Like, we'll have a few key points about each team. We're not gonna dive into everybody's lineup. Don't have enough time for that. Don't have enough interest for that. We're just trying to pick some winners. And if we like for the conferences that have betting odds to win the conference, I'll bring those up as well. We'll see what kind of value we have. But for the most part, this is just all fun and games. 3 dudes who like college baseball, talking college baseball, and we'll throw out
Did you
some
just
hot
say?
takes.
Did you say
What?
like college baseball?
Yeah, we like it. We
No,
don't love
love,
it.
love. We love
No,
college
we don't love
baseball.
it. We're like 5th graders. We like college baseball. You remember whenever a girl would be like, "I like you," and you'd be like you. You
I'll
remember
tell
that?
you, I consider
But I
myself
tell them,
fluid.
I tell them on the first date, I love you. It doesn't work very often, but I tell them that if I do.
It doesn't work out. Never works out.
You know what, Jamie? I love you.
I'm solid reference. I'm fluid. I like all sports. I'm cool with it all.
Yeah, fluid's a good situation. But on the real, I think we do kind of love this sport. I mean, this is year number 6 for us. We look forward to it every year. We look forward to putting out the graphic where we're picking the American East winner. Um, it's a good time. So we do not have any advertisers or sponsors locked up just yet. So this episode is brought to you by
Pencil talk.
Publix Purified Water. If
And
you live
Ben's
near a Publix, get the purified water. It is 16.9 fluid ounces and no calories. None.
And it is also brought to you. This is an unofficial thing, but they're very, very strong and avid provider for us. Um, Zen pouches. Get yours today at a local gas station.
Yes, yes. Get your nicotine in your system. Unless you don't participate, then do not get your nicotine in the system. But yes, Zen pouches. They are, dude, on the real though, Zen pouches are gonna take over college baseball. Like no more dipping,
already.
chewing, whatever. I think every team's gonna have a whole roll of them just sitting in their dugout. Because I don't think it's against NCAA rules, right? NCAA is strictly no tobacco,
It's
which
gonna,
like the Zen pouches, Rogue pouches, none of those have any tobacco. It's just nicotine, right? Am I
yeah.
talking by myself here?
No, it's all
Oh, we
tobacco.
were just letting you.
Yeah. You're doing a great job beautifully piecing it together. I'd also like to say this episode is brought to you by Pencil Talk, inspiring the aspiring. Dixon
Yes.
Tycon are playing a little hard to get, but if they'd answer my fucking DMs, we can make some magic happen.
Love that. Yeah, and you're dropping a big episode tomorrow. You're gonna be dropping the Tony Vitello in-person interview, YouTube, podcast, everything, right? So tell us about that real quick.
Made the trip to Knoxville. Pencil Talk takeover. Flops on the ground is a beautiful idea. It's not boots on the ground, flops on the ground. It started in Omaha last year. Went and slept in my car for 2 weeks. So to emulate that idea, to kickstart the college baseball, college game day scene, Tony Vitello had me at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. I got to interview him, Drew Beam, their Friday night starter. That interview will drop on Thursday. And then next week, another SEC foe, the South Carolina Yardcocks. Little Mark Kingston next Tuesday, Cole Messina on Wednesday, Will Tippett, they're starting shortstop on Thursday. Flops are getting back in the ground. If anybody's listening to this and wants to have the boy come sleep in their parking lot in his 2016 Chevy Equinox, I'd love to come tell college baseball stories. So let's go. Take a listen.
Hey, you heard the man. If you're a coach out there, Jack is here to tell stories and tell them the way you want them to be told. So, yeah, I mean, the Vitello thing is gonna be great. It's gonna just be a gateway for you to, get out there and have some credibility. Because I mean, dude, you're a future superstar, best in the biz. People are gonna love that. So, also, if, I guess if we do have a sponsorship, I do work for a fundraising company, and it is prime fundraising season right now. If you're interested for any travel ball team, softball, chess club, dance, baseball, football, it doesn't matter. Just email me, ben@teamfunded.com. I would love to help you out. We'll talk on the phone, we'll Zoom, we'll FaceTime, help raise some money for you. All right, I'm gonna unmute Dimitri now because he was just slapping away at the keyboard, and it looks like he wants to talk. So, all right, Dimitri, you're unmuted. Bro, you type like if I handed a keyboard to my 2-year-old, that's how he types. You just slap.
I have nothing to say, so don't make people think I have something to say. I have nothing to say.
All right, cool. So we might as well just go right into it because there's 30 of them. They're gonna take 2 to 3 minutes each. So let's not make this a 3-hour episode. And we are on YouTube right now. Like we're going to post this video to YouTube. First podcast of the year on YouTube. So follow us. It's at 11.7, I think, on YouTube. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It is. That is the handle.
All right. So the American East Conference. If you're not familiar with the American East, pretty solid teams. Like they never really do much in the tournament, but they're not usually a 4 seed you can take lightly. The winner of the conference last year was Maine. Is that right? I believe
America
Maine.
East, I'll have it all pulled up right here. Yep, America East, Maine won. They beat Binghamton in the America East tournament, and Maine won the regular season title.
Yep. And did they go down to, was it Gainesville or Miami? I feel like they went somewhere.
I don't
remember.
Somewhere in Florida. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's just I'll rattle off the teams here real quick. No, I won't, because then we'll have to do it for every conference. I'll go ahead and start my pick here. I like Binghamton a lot. I think I was reading D1 Baseball's write-up on them, and they have something like 15 or 16 seniors on the team. And I'm a big proponent of just like older teams play better. If you can rely on, 22-year-olds versus 18-year-olds, you do that all day, every day. And Binghamton, they played well last year. Like they lost a lot of close games. I have written down here that they lost a ton of close games. They finished like right around 500, but they do get to host the American East tournament this year at their new like $60 million facility. So give me Binghamton.
Give me Binghamton as well. Ben covered most points. We like the Bearcats. What do I have written down for Binghamton? Yep. Return everyone. Maine beat Binghamton on their turf to win the America East title last year. Book the Cat to return the favor this year. Yep, give me the Bearcat.
Yeah, I'm going chalk as well. I hate to just pick the preseason favorite, but like in a conference like this, they're returning everybody. Tommy Reifler's a kid that hit 371 last year. He's a first-team All-Selection. He's the guy that they've kind of highlighted in that conference to go crazy again. Chalk, boom, boring, done.
Hey, we're starting out safe. I love it, but I know once we get down to like the
It's gonna get crazy.
freaking Southland or the SWAC, things are gonna get a little wild.
Weird.
I have it pulled up here. D1 Baseball projects Binghamton, then UMBC, Maine, NJIT, UMass Lowell, Bryant, and Albany. Now, wasn't Bryant used to be a powerhouse like back when I was playing? I'm
I mean,
pretty
they're
sure they
still
were like
good.
a 2 or a 3 seed one year.
They're still good. They just had a down year last year.
Oh,
I'll tell you this too, as a
They ran. I think they won. I think Brian won it like 3 years in a row before like last year.
right. Yeah, they used to dominate that conference.
They handed it off to, remember when Maine went on a couple of big runs where they played in like that Columbia region?
Yeah.
I mean, they do have Jeremy Pena. For anybody that doesn't know, Jeremy Pena is the main alumni.
As a Houston Astros guy, Ben, I almost took like as a Lee Corso pick, which I'm going to do multiple times throughout this episode. I almost just took Maine out of respect for the biracial angel that is Jeremy Pena. I mean,
yeah, if Jeremy Pena would have hit 250 this year instead of like 214, I would have picked Maine. But yeah, I'm not really feeling Jeremy Pena anymore. I think it's time to look around for a new shortstop.
Yo, that's not real life.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of over Jeremy Pena. Bro, he didn't hit a home run. Like he went from like July through November without a home run.
Hypothetically speaking, from a guy who took Jeremy Pena over 20 home runs, for him not to hit one from July 1st to the end of the season, yeah, I was a little devastated, but he's still that guy.
It sucks. Even though he was like, what was he, World Series MVP, ALCS MVP too. Yeah, he won both, didn't he?
Yeah, ALCS MVP at Boston, and then he wins the World Series MVP, Rookie of the Year. Also, how about a Gold Glover his rookie season? But you're ready to bail on him after a sophomore slump?
Yep.
I think the
Maybe.
Houston Astros should just blow it all up, get a whole new team.
Yeah.
Take that back.
I
Yeah, we're way too
bet,
late.
Dimitri. Anyways, anything else we want to say? It looks like on D1 baseball, NJIT's player of the year, Albert Choi. Pitcher of the year, Luke Johnson from UMBC. Freshman of the year, Shea Grady. Now, okay, no offense to the American East, but how do you come up with a freshman of the year preseason? Like, what are you going
How are
off?
we going to spend 10 minutes on the America East? Why are we still talking about them?
Dude, they're important too.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
You haven't checked our numbers? Like half of our downloads are American East diehards.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Also, Tommy Reifler at 371 for Binghamton gets hella butt, so that's why.
Move along, please.
All right, we're going to the American Conference. Anybody have anybody else besides ECU? Because I kind of think this conference sucks now.
Nope. Can't fade the Pirate. It's more fun to pick someone else. My sleeper pick would be South Florida, but I'm going to lock it in with East Carolina.
I was going to say, you're a big South Florida guy, Dimitri, aren't you?
Yeah, I really do like South Florida this year, but I'm going to pick East Carolina. But I'm just going to put it on record that South Florida could win it.
I think you're missing a team. I do think Charlotte has the capability to win. I do think UTSA can win. Now Charlotte has 31 new players. They're all transfer portal JUCO guys. Like it'll be tough, but if those players stick and like they land, they could be a dangerous team. UTSA lost a lot from last year, but still, Matt King could win Player of the Year in the American. It's just such a different conference now. Like now that the Sun Belt took a lot of the American. Wait, what happened with? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at now. You have Charlotte, East Carolina, FAU, Memphis, Rice, Tulane, UAB, South Florida, UTSA, and Wichita State. Not a great baseball conference anymore. Like a lot of those teams are on the downfall.
But you could also argue that it is a stronger baseball conference than it was 365 days ago.
Well, yeah, versus last year was bad. Last year was real bad. 2 years ago, I feel like it was solid. Who'd they lose?
Well, they had Houston then 2 years ago.
I mean, they had
Houston, Cincinnati, UCF.
But I kind of like the conference this year had a little more of a baseball feel to it. Like UTSA, Rice, FAU, those are more your prototypical major like powerhouses. And I mean, it doesn't have to be at the late; it could be all time. But I mean, I think this conference will be fine. I think East Carolina is going to be trying to leave soon, but
well, dude, the American definitely feels like a really good mid-major conference, but a very bad. Remember, like 2 years ago, we used to call them like the Power Six. Like we were debating on whether to put the American in not put them in our mid-major rankings.
Yep.
But now it's like, okay, you're a pretty solid mid-major conference now.
Yep.
Like, it's just kind of the allure of they were just so close in like 2019, 2020, 2021 to be in that like Power 5, Power 6 that
I'll tell you this, in 2020, like when you would go play Charlotte or Rice, like to see all the banners and flags from just like the fact that they painted the entire country. And then also that year, Houston was really good. FIU had a legitimate chance to make, like, in my opinion, a super regional run. A guy like Logan Allen, who's like a major leaguer now, like they had some dogs. And then just it's kind of dissipated because of the landscape of college baseball.
Yeah, but we're all in agreement here, ECU.
Yep.
All right, right on. All right, we'll move down to the A10. Jack, lead us off with the A10 here.
One word. Duh. As Drake would say it, we're going back to back. Sean Camp in his first season at George Mason wins the A10. I don't know if I heard that loud enough. First season at A10, George Mason won the A10 championship with Sean Camp. They do it again. Chad Gartland's the most underrated mid-major pitcher in the country. They've got speed up and down the lineup. They'll be top 5 in the country in stolen bases yet again. Pitching, defense, stolen bases win baseball. They might win the College World Series. All very unbiased takes there.
Yep. All right. That's why we started off with you. Get that out of the way. Now, they didn't win the regular season last year. They won the tournament, right?
Tournament.
We're just picking regular season winners here. The tournament doesn't matter.
They're going.
Wait, actually, let's take a step back. Dimitri, are we picking who gets the automatic qualifier into the tournament? Or are we picking regular season winners here?
Regular season.
That's okay. I thought so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then they'll take the momentum of winning the tournament and run it right into the regular season. My answer doesn't change.
Hey, with that new info, are you still sticking with the Patriots of George Mason?
Confirmed.
All right. I went ahead. So I'm going off the picks I made last week when I did my Field of 64 preseason projection, which was like some people took it so seriously and they're like, God, this guy doesn't know ball. Or, and then there were some people that were like, this is funny. I love this content. We need more preseason Field of 64s because they mean nothing, like nothing at all. I don't remember my exact reason why I picked this team other than they have some elite new uniforms, and that's the Dayton Flyers. I should have wrote down my exact reason because I did look into it. I'm pretty sure they're going to be older. I'm pretty sure they're going to be like pretty offensive. I think they're returning like 6 or 7 guys on offense. I don't have it in front of me. I'm going off what I wrote last week when I did my Field of 64, and it just says Dayton Flyers, baby.
I'm really disappointed that you took the Dayton Flyers because I had them locked in as of 2 hours ago. Look good, feel good, play good, ride with the Dayton Flyers. That's what I wrote down. And I'm going to fly high with the Dayton Flyers. But don't sleep on St. Louis. The Billikens could be a pick to win this conference. I just went with Dayton. I mean, if you got nitty gritty with it, I think Dayton returns a lot. St. Louis, I like their team. Dayton just got better uniform. They got a cooler logo and everything. I'm riding with the Flyers.
Okay, right on. Who's like the favorite, do you think? Like, did they come out with the A10 coaches poll? I mean, I'm assuming it's probably either Davidson or
it didn't come out yet.
Maybe VCU would be like the 2 favorites.
I think they usually do it the week of. I haven't seen anything. It would be foolish to not be written in gold and green, but that's just my opinion.
All right.
Hey, VCU does have Bradley LeCroy. He was at Clemson in College of Charleston in the years back. He's a really good coach. I think VCU could be a pick. Maybe not this year, but next year they should rise to the top of the A10 in the near future.
They kind of dominated that conference for a while too, didn't they? They were like an at-large team a couple times.
And then what's his name left and went to
Sean Stifler went to Notre Dame.
Stifler. That's all-time college baseball name.
And he's such a good coach too. God, he was so good.
I will make I know that we're not doing this, but I'm just going to do it for the boys. My A10 preseason player of the year prediction, which is totally off the charts and again, not biased at all. A name to keep in mind, Connor Dykstra went and played really well in the Cape last year. He was the catcher for George Mason, started every game behind the plate, which is also unreal. But he also led college baseball in hit by pitches last year, which is just gritty as shit. And
How many?
I
wouldn't even know like a good guess, like 20?
No, I think it was like 38. I think
what?
I know it was in the 30s. I'm throwing out a kind of a wild number there, but I'm almost positive it was 30 plus. And not only that, as a catcher that caught 60 games last year, stole double-digit bags, led the conference in catchers that stole bags. So that's my preseason pick.
Well, when you're on base that much, like, yeah, you're going to steal some bases.
Dog.
Hey, we're picking conference champion. We're not picking player of the year.
Yeah, but you're going to brag on Mercer. I got to do the thing.
No, he won't. No, he will not. He hates Mercer. I
had to put my head on the chopping block a little bit for the boys. That's all. I won't go nuts again. I promise.
I'm actually, like, spoiler alert, I don't know if I'm going to pick Mercer to win the SoCon. I found a team that I really like to win the SoCon.
I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, and this will be the first year I haven't picked Mercer. Even though I put him in my Field of 64. I'm going to try a different strategy. I'm going to not pick Mercer to win the conference, and maybe they actually will this year.
Watch them win it.
You boys want to do ACC next?
Do it.
All right.
I mean,
it's got to be Wake Forest, right? I think they're going to be really, really good. I might be the only one saying it, but that's a joke. I'm kidding. Everybody's talking about Wake Forest, number 1 overall team. Now, I could easily see them not winning it. I think the ACC is going to be pretty loaded. I just don't know who that team would be to overtake them.
All right. Before we get into Jack, are you picking Wake Forest as well?
Yeah, Wake Forest. Chalk.
All right, so all three are locked in on Wake Forest. Let's do this. Since this is a big conference, we need to spend a minute on it. Coastal winner, who do you guys have? It's going to be your Duke, your Virginia, your Miami, your North Carolinas. Who would you take to win the Coastal?
I didn't think about it like that.
Dude, I mean, I honestly, off the top of my head, don't know the difference. I kind of forgot there was a difference.
Okay.
I'll give you
Virginia.
Yeah, I would tell you. Yeah.
Virginia, Duke, North Carolina, Miami, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, and Pitt would be your Coastal team.
Duke, no doubt. Duke out of those teams. Well, Virginia could be really good. Like Griff O'Farrell's been growing on me a lot. I think Georgia Tech's a sleeper to get into the tournament. I like Georgia Tech a lot. Nobody's talking about them. They brought in the number 1 or number 2 overall freshman class. They landed a bunch of people in the portal. They got a brand new pitching coach. Like Georgia Tech's gonna be a sleeper now. But I like Duke a lot. Like Wake Forest and Duke would be my 2 picks for Atlantic and Coastal.
Yeah. I do like this idea of there's going to be a Power 5 team at the end of the year because of what the portal is that will surprise everyone and dominate. I think 45 plus win. 40
Virginia
plus
Tech
win.
did it. Virginia Tech did it 2 years ago.
Yeah. That just surprised
And I guess
you.
Clemson last year, was that the team that surprised people?
Yeah, a little bit, but you knew that.
Clemson was a surprise. They heated up about midway through the year and just took off. They
were they both number 4 overall seeds going into the tournament? I'm pretty sure Virginia Tech was. They were the number 4 national seed.
Yeah, Virginia Tech was top 8. They were a national seed.
Yeah, they hosted.
So maybe we should talk about that. Which team in the ACC do you think could be a top 8 national seed other than Wake Forest?
Florida State could be a sleeper in this conference. I really like Florida State. Georgia Tech is right there with them. I think those 2 teams are teams nobody's talking about. They can be really, really good this year. Florida State got Cam Leiter from UCF. He's a workhorse on Friday. They've got a guy from Florida, Joel Tejada. He throws absolute fuel. They've got a couple other really good pieces. Their lineup's loaded. So I really do like Florida State. I don't like the team, the school. I don't like Traylor Hassey. I don't like any of that stuff. I just like the baseball team.
And hey, they got the storyline this year.
I know.
Rest in peace, his soul. Great guy, Mike Martin. One of the best people. He passed away last week. Really sad stuff. But if there's a time for Florida State to win the national championship for the first time, it would be this year. You can get them at 150 to 1. So if you're a gambler out there, maybe dabble into the cinnamon rolls.
I love Florida State this year. The only other, I think Clemson. I think people are too high on Clemson. I think Clemson's they lost a lot. They lost Caden Bryce last year. That guy saved them on the mound. He was really good at the plate. He's one of those guys that just saved. He played a huge role. And I think Clemson.
Dimitri, I think Miami might miss the tournament. Now, I have them in my preseason, but they might miss the tournament.
They're going to be terrible. And I've said it once. I'll say it again. They made the wrong hire last summer. They made the wrong hire. We'll see how it plays out, but terrible.
Jack, anything else you want to add?
No, you said it beautifully. I like Duke out of the Coastal. I think what they went down and did to Coastal in that regional last year. I know it's a bandbox, but I felt like their pitching was really impressive, and I think they got a lot back, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them go again.
Yep. All right, let's do the ASUN. I like Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is going to be a dangerous team this year. We already know what they do in the midweeks. They absolutely own. Maybe the stats don't back this up, but from just eyeball test, I feel like they always beat Florida State, Miami in the midweeks. There's somebody that you don't want to play in a midweek. They just win all of the midweek games. But I guess that's not important to conference record. I just think this conference is a lot better than what people think. So it was tough picking, but I do like Jacksonville this year. Give me the Dolphins.
I am rolling with Jacksonville as well. I think Florida Gulf Coast and Lipscomb are going to be 2 really good teams in that conference that could easily be in the top 3, top 4, maybe win it. But my sleeper here is the Stetson Hatter.
Oh,
Do not sleep on Stetson. They're gonna be last year's Florida Gulf Coast team. Maybe not as much on the mound, but they are gonna be loaded offensively. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins of JU, but I really like Stetson.
There's a lot of sleeper teams. I mean, I think Eastern Kentucky could be a sleeper team. And
Dude, stop.
I've got one for you.
okay,
My team to win this conference, and I think maybe is a little overzealous, but I think could be one of those mid-majors that's like making some noise come tourney time. And a regional is Austin P. Last season, Austin P's got a mass exodus from Oklahoma State. This season, the preseason player of the year, Lyle Miller Green, is a guy that can do it on Saturdays on the mound. He's going to hit 20 plus homers this year. He's 6'5", 240. Looks like he played defensive end in the SEC. And Dimitri, I mean, this Mountain Dew coach, I mean, this guy was the rave of college baseball.
Shout out Roland Fanning, baby.
Come on,
Roland
dude.
Fanning, our
The
dude.
mass exodus from Oklahoma State. They've got a ton of talent. They brought a ton of guys with them. It feels like in the second year, getting to create your own culture. You've already got the preseason player of the year and the big fella that can do it on both sides of the ball. I think that could be a team that like seriously makes some noise come turning time.
I'm switching my pick. Give me Austin P right now. You talked me into it.
I love it.
Come on.
Let's go P, man. Let's go P.
The Fighting Mountain Dews.
I don't know whether I'm going to overdo it, but I'm going to bring this same type of energy with all my mid-major love. So it makes me happy when I sway a member.
Well, good. All right. So Dimitri, you staying with Jacksonville? Because I'm all on the P train.
I'm staying with Jacksonville.
All right. Let's do the Big 12. I'll go ahead and say I love Texas Tech this year. They're in the perfect spot. You can get them plus 700 to win the Big 12. Everybody's talking about TCU. Everybody's talking about Texas. Guess who's over in Lubbock just listening to this and just seeing all the printed articles about TCU being number 4, number 5, Texas going to host a regional. People forget that Texas Tech, they ran the Big 12 for almost a decade. They were always a national seed, always hosting super regionals. They made it to Omaha 3 out of 5 years. And Tim Tadlock's straight up one of the best coaches in the game. And that's coming from the mouths of other coaches. So give me the Red Raiders. They don't lose at home. When the weather starts heating up, they just start hitting bombs. I love Texas Tech to win the conference. I'm very, very confident in it. And Old Tech's expose me if this is wrong. But I love Texas Tech.
Feed me LeBaron Johnson splitter. Feed me Porter Brown. Let Tanner Witt get hot, and the Horns will run it back in the Big 12. Give me Texas.
I feel like I'm going purple. I really like both of your confidence. I grew up a Longhorn fan, still am. But to me, this just screams purple this year. I feel like Kirk Saarloos at TCU as like just getting the best out of that program when like it just feels like it's really starting to roll. I said this last week though. My sleeper team to win this thing is Kansas State. I know everyone's kind of high on it because I think they've got one of the better position players and pitcher pitcher.
Yeah,
prospects.
2 All-Americans, 2 first-team
Right.
All-Americans.
And Team USA guys, Kalen Culpepper and Tyson Neighbors. Neighbors coming to the back end. Culpepper is going to play short for them. It feels like they could be a sleeper team. I do like TCU, though. I feel like this conference could be 3 or 4 teams going into the last 2 weeks of the year, though.
Yeah, let me tell you this. I know Oklahoma State and Oklahoma are just they're just like so ready for the season to start because they're both going to be really good too, and nobody's talking about them. Like Oklahoma State could run away with this thing. They have the talent, so they're going to be pretty pissed off that nobody picked them. But then you like look down, like West Virginia is going to be good. I think Houston will be like a low key sleeper. They're pretty solid. Got a lot of guys in the transfer portal, so who knows? The Big 12 is going to be a lot of fun this year. A lot of fun.
Come on, Ben. You know what happens when you pick Oklahoma State. They let you down. They disappoint you year in and year out. The Pokes never get it done in May.
Yeah, that's a good point. But they're fun to watch. Great stadium. Probably my favorite stadium to watch a game, like a live stream game. I can't think if I can. O'Brate is. I think O'Brate's my favorite streaming. Like, what's it called? Streaming game.
Yeah, stream.
Streamable game. Broadcast. No, it's a broadcast as a whole. Like great setup, great scoreboard. I love it.
But you know what the thing is? O'Braden's empty way too many times. I've seen so many games there. It fills out when it's time to fill out, but there's so many games where it's just empty. And I'm like, this stadium's way too nice to be empty. Not even 50% capacity. And I don't know if it's a Stillwater thing, like people aren't just big old diehard baseball fans out there or what, because it is too nice of a stadium to be empty that much.
I don't know if that's true.
It is
Most
true.
games I watch, I feel like they're pretty packed.
Watch a game between February and April.
Yeah, but in the
That's pretty
fans'
much
defense,
anywhere.
yeah, I was gonna say in the fans' defense, like I played on one of those teams and I didn't want to be there February to April.
I'm just saying, in March and April is too empty too often. It's a beautiful stadium. That place should deserve to be packed out every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Hey, before we move on,
when Oral Roberts comes to town, because that is their stadium. They own that park, by the way.
What were you going to say, Jack?
I was going to say, before we go, I'm curious y'all's thoughts. A part of me thinks that this is the second best conference in baseball this year. Thoughts?
I think from top to bottom, yeah. I mean, how many teams do they have now? 13?
Yeah.
They had 9. They added 4.
Yeah.
Because they added Houston, BYU, UCF, and Cincinnati. And then they're losing 2. So they're going to be 11 next year.
No
Because
Texas.
Oklahoma and Texas are leaving.
But this year, this window, it feels like, because you're right. Like, we didn't even talk about West Virginia, and JJ Weatherholt's going to be a top 3 pick. Like, they could be really good, you know?
No, I do think this conference is going to get probably 7 teams in the tournament. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to leave out, a team like maybe West Virginia finishes 7th, but they have the potential Golden Spikes winner. You're going to probably throw them in the tournament, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, the Big 12 is going to be fun. And even Cincinnati and UCF and BYU, like they're not going to be bad. Baylor's going to be better this year. I don't know if there's really a cakewalk
Kansas
team.
may not be terrible either. Kansas had they basically brought in the whole JUCO all-star team.
Yeah, Kansas has the number 1 JUCO transfer class, and we know the JUCO guys are like kind of hit or miss because they don't have the same coverage as like high school people coming in. Like a junior college guy could hit 340 with 11 homers and 19 doubles, but it's like, oh, he was playing on a field that was 450 feet to center. So like they can come in and just be an immediate impact.
Yeah.
I wonder if are steroids still a thing in junior college? They were when I was there.
I don't know, but the Big East is next.
Jeez, man, you're no fun. All right, I'm switching my pick for the Big East. I put UConn as the automatic qualifier in my field of 64. Started doing more research on Xavier. I do like Xavier. I do like the Musketeers this year. Coach, I think his name's Billy O'Connor. Is that his name? Billy, it sounds right. If it's not, all I know is the Xavier head coach, kind of a younger guy, like just he does it the right way. He recruits really well, and yeah, I think Xavier coming off a year where they underperformed. Well, not really. No, they did not underperform, but like they were probably disappointed in not winning that Vanderbilt regional. That's what I was trying to say. Like I think they had a very good opportunity to win that Vanderbilt regional over Oregon, and then of course like Vanderbilt was in there too. I think they're going to build off of that from last year. Like, watch out for the Musketeers.
By the way, it's Billy O'Connor with an E. So they are different. They're built different. I do like the Musketeers as well, but I'm rolling with UConn. I've picked against them one too many times in the years past. I will not make that mistake this year. And I'm doing this for you because I'm going to pick UConn so Xavier can win.
I love that. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this conference, I'm going to keep saying it. It's a dog shit conference. It's terrible. I mean, Butler, Villanova, St. John's used to be really good. Maybe they can get better. Who knows? Creighton.
This conference needs Creighton to be good. Like Creighton has to be like, I mean, their home field is the College World Series, Charles Schwab Field. Like if Creighton was good, it would make this conference so much better. But you're right. Like UConn's just kind of been running away with it recently. Creighton didn't even qualify for the conference tournament last year, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's a terrible conference, and they need to do something about it because honestly, it's just a basketball conference.
Yeah, great basketball conference though.
All right, Jack, what you got?
Dude, I feel like I was all over UConn because it felt chalk because they win it every year. It feels like the last 5 years, but I don't want to reverse fade you. I kind of got excited with Xavier, but do you want me to reverse fade it back? Stick with
Yeah.
UConn, Ben.
Yeah, let
Okay,
me
all right,
stand on this on
all right.
X.
Yeah, I
Xavier.
like X gonna give it to you. Yeah, I ride with UConn. I heard Kemba Walker's gonna have a great year on the diamond. All in, boom.
Hey, we're 35 minutes in. We've done 7 conferences.
Yeah, we're only 20 minutes into like talking about conferences. We're spending about 3 minutes a conference. That's fine. That's an hour and a half. Big South should be pretty quick. Now that Campbell's out, I mean USC Upstate's the most talented team, the most proven team. They almost won the conference last year over Campbell. People forget. So yeah, give me USC Upstate.
Yep, give me USC Upstate as well. You want to hear a little nugget?
Sure.
It's not really a factual nugget. It's just an observation. Coastal ran the table in this conference for a decade. They left. Campbell runs the conference since I think like 2018, 2019. They've won it every year. It's USC Upstate's turn to run the table for the next couple of years.
Yeah, Liberty won it a few years while they were in the Big South too.
Who?
Yeah,
Liberty.
Too, but it was basically Coastal with Liberty every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I broadcast games in this conference. Give me High Point. Gus Hughes is their Friday night guy, and he's High Point.
High Point has a beautiful stadium. I love High Point Stadium.
They got a beautiful campus.
Are
It's
you,
all
are
brick.
you high right now?
No, but I'm sure if I broadcasted games high, people might want to tune in more. So
Been looking at the viewership. My sleeper team is Presbyterian. I think that they're gonna be better than what people think. They're a tournament team in 2021. So
There's one sleeper to pick. You guys are both wrong. It's the Charleston Southern Buccaneers.
yeah, that's a good point. I do like Charleston Southern. Brand new team. Tons of new faces.
they do. They have
Building a
31,
culture down there.
31 new guys. Go Bucks, go Blue. See, I didn't go
Yeah.
too biased there, though, did I?
So I talked to their assistant coach over the phone for like an hour, maybe 2 weeks ago, Jordan Tuwig, and he was like really, really confident that they're going to have a good year. Like they're like, look, we finally have a team where if we match up against somebody on the weekend, like we can hold our own. It doesn't matter who it is, whatever. And he likes the new transfers a lot. He's like, these guys are ballers. Like they'll play. So
Well, people forget this too. Their pitching coach is Carl Kuhn, who is the assistant. He was the pitching coach. He was the assistant pitching coach of the nation when he was at Virginia on their national championship team.
mhm.
He's got a Friday night guy in Evan Trude who's really nasty too. So yeah,
Yeah, he
I
was
would
nasty last year too.
gross.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's do Big Ten. I've made this public 100 times, but I'll say it again. I am not going to believe in the Iowa hype. I know they're going to be good and like they have a great starting rotation, but Iowa will not win this conference. Just trust me, guys. They will not win this conference.
Stay
They
off
don't.
the weed.
They will not win this conference. This conference will be won by Indiana. I am almost certain. Almost certain. Plus 700 to win the conference. That is absolutely way too much value. And like numbers aside, gambling aside, I think Indiana, like straight up against Iowa, is the better team. Like I know Bernie Breck throws 102. And like I know Morgan's like the best Saturday starter in the country. They don't have much like they don't have the same offense that Indiana has where they're returning a boatload of guys. I think Indiana has a much better bullpen. So I'm I'm can I just say it's not gonna be Iowa that wins? Like,
However,
there's like
I mean, you still have to pick a team, but yeah.
yeah, I picked a team. Indiana. Indiana's going to Omaha too.
Give me the Hawkeyes, man. Top 5 pitching staff in the country. They are ready for the spotlight this year. Last year with the warm up, this year at the coming out party. I do kind of like Nebraska here. If I got a little risky business here, I would take Nebraska, but I think Iowa runs away with this conference. Maryland is out of the way. Hawkeyes roll.
I don't know if I'm sipping the Kool-Aid that Ben's been sending my way, but I do really like Indiana. I also am very hesitant to jump on the Iowa bandwagon because everyone's already on it. I don't think there's enough room for me. Dimitri, you hit my sleeper. I think it's Nebraska. And I don't know if it's because I've been game prepping because they open up with the College of Charleston opening weekend. Tune in, Flow Sports. But I really like Nebraska. I think like they've started to build this like profile that they get guys drafted in the first round, and to me it feels like they could be the team to win it. I'm with Ben though. I think it's give me the field if Iowa's the horse. I want Nebraska.
Dude, this is going to be a good conference, though. I think Michigan will be really good. Maryland, nobody's even mentioning Maryland. Nobody's talking about Rutgers. Rutgers was really good a couple years ago. The Big Ten gets slept on quite a bit. They just have like a bad reputation. The Big Ten's like that kid you went to high school with that was just a bully, and like now that high school is over, he's like trying to get his life together and like has a good corporate job and he's like working his way up. The Big Ten like doesn't deserve the hate. Like I think it might just be SEC fans that are like, "Oh, you play in the Big Ten, blah blah blah." It's going to be a good conference, and we will find out a lot about Iowa when they go down to Ole Miss, because last year Ole Miss beat up on Maryland, who was the conference favorite, and Ole Miss was the worst team, maybe second worst team in the SEC last year. So we'll find out a lot about Iowa when they go to Ole Miss. Anyways, let's move on. The CAA, Jack, I'll let you start off here since you
Big West.
cover a lot of CAA. What?
The Big West.
Oh,
Yeah.
I skipped right over the Big West. Let's go to the Big West, guys.
Huzzah.
I think it's going to be a two-man race, either Santa Barbara or Irvine. I personally think Santa Barbara is going to win. I love the pitching staff. I think that they have probably a top, I'm not going to say top 5, but a top 10 pitching staff in the country. They return a lot of innings. Matt Ager is going to be like potential, like maybe not golden spikes, but as a pitcher, he'll be 12-0 this year, 11-1. Like he's that good. Pitch for Team USA. He'll be the Friday night guy. So, but Irvine, they returned like 8 starters offensively. Plus they got a few in the portal. Plus people forget Irvine was one of the last teams not in the tournament last year. So they have a chip on their shoulder. Irvine's playing for something. So
you locking in Santa Barbara?
Yeah, give me the Gauchos. I think they're going to be the better team.
I think
UC San Diego is still not eligible for the postseason, which is wild. They won the conference last year, and they're still not eligible this year.
Yep.
That whole
I think this
transition from D2 to D1 ineligible is just it's so stupid.
I think this is a great quote unquote fade the public opportunity here. Everyone's gonna be all over the Gauchos. I think this is where you have to take Irvine. Give me the Anteaters. I really love Irvine. We've talked about it. UC San Diego, Cal State Northridge, Irvine, and Santa Barbara are all going to be in the top 14 fighting. But I really like Irvine, and I think it's a great spot to take them.
That's fair. Jack, what do you got?
You got me nervous. Are people all over the Gauchos?
Yeah, because of me.
Really?
I've been shouting it from the rooftops.
I got to tell you, every 8 years a mid-major team wins the College World Series. I like how the Gauchos. I think they win this conference pretty handily, and I think they are really scary come tourney time. Like I think
they're a potential host. I think they're a potential host. Like we're always short on West Coast host teams. I mean, them, Oregon State, Stanford, maybe. Like there's only a few out west that could host. So
Matt Ager's got Charlie, he's got an Uncle Charlie Adam Wainwright-esque breaking ball.
Dude,
like that
it's
kind
nasty.
of shit on regional time. Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, let's go CAA now. Personally, I think UNCW is going to win the conference. They won it last year. They won the regular season and the tournament. They return a bunch of guys. Now there's like 5 or 6 teams that I think could win it. Everybody's kind of high on Northeastern. Their preseason ranked in D1 baseball is top 25. That's great. They're going to have probably the best mid-major player in the country, Mike Sirota. Even though Jack, was it you that said that he might not even be the best outfielder in his lineup?
just say he's really, really good. Cam Maldonado, the right fielder, was a freshman last year and hit 15 jimmies and stole 30+ bags.
So that's a good point. Yeah, give me UNCW. I was high on them last year in the tournament as well. I say, hey guys, I think you can take him plus 1,200 to win this regional, and they let me down. But all in all, like they're gonna be. I think they just have potential to be the best team each and every week in the conference. Like it's gonna be hard to beat them 2 out of 3.
I could say the same thing about Northeastern. It's going to be impossible, not hard, impossible to beat Northeastern 2 out of 3 every weekend. Give me the Huskies. Give me Mike Sirota. Give me Cam Maldonado. Give me Aiden Cabral.
Yeah, Cabral. No, you got it right the first time.
Freshman, he freaking dominated Friday night. This team is reloading. Best team in the Colonial. No doubt about
it. So yeah, hey, fun fact, ready? No longer the Colonial. Coast.
You're right.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Super bizarre. I have only fucked that up on, I think, every single CAA broadcast I've done for basketball this year. Here's the thing with this conference. I think it's the 5th best conference in baseball, and I can make an argument that's 4th. I think that 3 teams deserve to get in this year, and I can make an argument for. I know that the depth doesn't provide that. With that being said, Wilmington is going to be a heavy favorite. Northeastern is dominant. Campbell is in this fucking conference. How this is gonna be unreal. They open up with UC Santa Barbara. That's gonna be a lot of fun. The only time that the Gauchos leave the state of California opening weekend. College of Charleston's got a 1st-round pick, and then Elon's really good every year. With all of that being said, maybe Northeastern. They had 3 starting pitchers going into the conference tournament that had single-digit walks and had thrown every weekend of the year. At single-digit walks, they led the country in ERA right there with Wake Forest, and they led the country in walks per 9. Add that to 2 of the most talented mid-major bats in the country, and they're just really tough. And I even think that Jack Kroom at UNC Wilmington is one of the best third basemen in the country. And this conference has got a ton of star power, and I'm obviously biased because I broadcast it weekly, but there's just some studs in this fucking conference, man.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a great conference. Now, are all the games on Flow Sports?
Garbage.
That's the one downfall. That's the one downfall. People forget they were one of our first sponsors, 2021. I think they paid us $500 for like a weekend or 2 weekends just to get people to tune into what was the college show?
It was the shittiest broadcast I've ever seen in my life.
No, that's not true. Dude, I've seen some bad broadcasts. People give Flow some hate. They're not that bad. It's just not easy to access. It's way too much money, and the broadcast is not worth the price point. That's all. Don't say it's the worst you've ever seen. That's a lie.
From a credible broadcast company team, whatever you call it, it was really bad. Like school produced broadcast, if it's bad, I feel bad for you. Your budget probably small. Your staff is probably small. Flow Sports was a whole company. They got paid to broadcast games, and it was dog shit.
Okay.
Flo, I still like working for you.
Yeah.
Whoa! Wait, you're employed by them?
No, yeah, I mean I do the College of Charleston games.
They're awesome. Don't get Jack all.
Delete. I don't want to hurt Jack's wallet or his bank account.
Hey, Dimitri, you're asking me my opinion on Flow Sports. I plead the 5th. Do I enjoy college baseball? I do. We're good. Keep it rolling.
That's funny. What is the next one? Conference USA. New look Conference USA. We got some new teams in here this year. I have to pick Dallas Baptist because I think they're going to Omaha. Plus 800. Dallas Baptist go to Omaha. They will be the most talented team in the conference. Now, there's some like you got Louisiana Tech, Jacksonville State will be pretty solid. But who am I forgetting? There's a big team I'm forgetting in Conference USA.
UTSA, Western Kentucky, Louisiana.
No. UTSA is in the American now.
Oh yeah. I mean Louisiana Tech, Dallas Baptist. Who else?
I know a bunch of them left.
Yeah, a bunch left, but who joined?
I don't know off the top of my head. I just know I've been solely focused on Dallas Baptist this year. I'm gonna put a future down for them to win the not win the conference. I'm putting a future down on them to make it to Omaha and to win the College World Series because those numbers are crazy high. And they're due. They're due to make it to Omaha. They've been so good for so long, and they've just never made a trip to Omaha. This will be the year. Sam Houston's in it now. Western Kentucky. Oh, Liberty was a team I was thinking of.
Yep.
Like Dallas Baptist and Liberty, Louisiana Tech. Sam Houston would be solid. It's actually like I'm looking at it now. Dallas Baptist, Florida International, Jacksonville State, Liberty, Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee State, New Mexico State, Sam Houston, Western Kentucky, all pretty good. They've all been good in the last 5 years at some point.
Give me the Patriot of the Dallas Baptist. That's it. Next. What's your pick, Jack?
DBU, Ryan Johnson throws 100 miles per hour. He's really good at baseball. Next.
Yep. All right. Love it. Horizon League. Do we even have to talk about it? Wright State. They
That's it.
dominate.
Boom, Wright State.
Let's go ahead and just cover the ones that are no-brainers. Like Horizon League, Wright State, that's easy. Patriot League, anybody pick anything else besides Army?
Nope.
Army runs that conference.
I did a league course pick. I picked Bucknell because my
Wait, no. Stay in order. Stay in order. We'll just go through them fast. Just stay in order.
I just know there's four conferences that are just no-brainers.
Stay in order here. Go back to the Ivy League and let's do this.
Ivy League. Who you guys like?
Quake Show. Give me the Penn Quaker.
Yeah,
I like Columbia.
You always like Columbia.
Bro, Columbia is so much fun to watch. They recruit just big people. And it's just funny to see them play in the Ivy League. They were really good in 2022. They were okay last year, but I think Columbia bounces back. Penn will be good too. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah, who you going with?
Yeah, I like Penn. I liked the Mark DeRosa hype train. Next.
Okay. The MAAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. This one's interesting because I think you could possibly pick 3 teams. Like, I think there's three really good teams. I talked myself into Quinnipiac.
The Q.
Yeah, and I don't have the reasoning right in front of me. I made these picks last week, like I said, but there was something that stood out. Maybe it had to do with a Friday night starter or something.
Don't lie to them. You just picked Quinnipiac because you felt like picking Quinnipiac.
No, I'm being serious. There was something that popped up. I don't have time to look at it. I think it was their Friday night starter, or maybe they're gonna have the preseason player of the year. Something popped up where I was like, "Oh, I like Quinnipiac." Am I saying that right? Quinnipiac?
Quinnipiac.
Yeah, Quinnipiac.
We interviewed. Remember what was the catcher's name that got tossed?
From Mississippi State.
Yeah, he got tossed at Mississippi State. Awesome dude. Great interview. I can't remember his name.
Last name starts with the B, I think.
Oh, Colton Bender. Yep, you're right. Colton Bender. Dog. Anyways, who you guys have in this conference?
Give me the Rider Bronx, not Broncos. Bronx country.
Bronx.
I like that move. Mount St. Mary's.
What?
Yeah. How about that?
Why?
Because I like them.
He liked the Mount. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's a big mounter.
Mary's good looking.
Let me say one thing about Ryder. They did lose a bunch. They lost that electric closer, Danny Kerwin, last year. They lost a couple pieces, but they do return. I would just say off the top of my head, 50% of production on the mound and at the plate. I think that experience last year showed that they're hungry. They played till the final out.
They beat Coastal as the 4 seed last year, remember?
That was electric.
Shocked them.
Yeah, I really like watching this team, so I'm going to give them my pick.
Yeah, I mean, and then didn't Fairfield beat Texas or somebody in 2 years ago? Arizona State, you're right. So this conference has had some postseason success.
They started the year like 27-0 2 years ago.
Yeah, they did. Siena, St. Peter's, Ryder, Quinnipiac, Niagara, Mount St. Mary's, Marist, Manhattan, Iona. Iona's usually ass, like the worst team in college baseball, right?
Yeah.
St. Peter's has taken that crown as the worst team.
St. Peter's is pretty bad too. But dude, like Fairfield, Ryder, Quinnipiac,
Canisius is not bad.
Canisius is good.
Canisius took Carolina to extra innings in a regional about 3 years. I think right before.
Yeah.
Hey, don't sleep on Manhattan. They used to run this conference. They were in
Yeah,
the
they
postseason
did.
a lot.
I think they were preseason favorites like last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah,
So,
but
good conference. Anyways, let's move on. Missouri Valley, I think this is a 2-team race, even though a lot of people are convincing me of a 3rd team, but I'm gonna take Indiana State. I know they lost pretty much their whole starting rotation, but dude, they were 1 game away from making it to Omaha. They just ran into TCU,
I thought they got
and
swept.
you're right, they were 2 wins away from Omaha, but people forget, like, they should have hosted that super regional, but the, Special Olympics were in Terre Haute, so, but they
You're a
hosted a
hope. You're
regional,
a
it was
hope.
awesome.
You're a hope.
Terre Haute, you're right, my bad. And yeah, so but I think that so they're moving a couple pieces, I think, from the bullpen to the starting rotation that were just really good last year. They returned a lot of offensive guys, so give me the Sycamores.
It was a sick summer last
It
year.
was a sick
I
summer last
really
year.
enjoyed that regional. Those fans, like I got chilled watching when they won that regional. They went down, high five all their fans down the side, and it just looked like those fans cared so much about that
It
team.
reminded me a lot of Louisiana Tech in 2021 when they hosted a regional, and it was I know they didn't win the regional, NC State won it, but, like, the fans just showed out. That's why we love mid-major baseball. When things are going good, there's nothing better. Just a
It was literally I got chilled watching it. Those fans, they were all repping like I don't want to say new merch, but it would look like old merch of Indiana State. Like it was all retro. That means they've been fans a long time, and
Yep.
they finally had a reason to come out to the baseball stadium and watch and support their local team. It was really awesome to see. I loved watching it. It was truly a sick summer for them.
Mhm.
So, but it's 2024. We turn the page. We don't look back. Give me the Evansville Purple Aces to win this conference.
Yeah, that would be the 2nd team in the 2-horse race. I thought about Evansville. I like them a lot this year.
That was a hell of a head fake, Dimitri. You had me all bought in,
Yeah.
the tears, the goosebumps. Ben mentioned a couple of those bullpen pieces moving around, going to be in the starting rotation. One of those guys, Spanu, maybe one of the coolest names in college baseball. It's not Spanulis, it's Spanu. That's 98 from the left side. They're going to be fine. Their rotation's going
Yeah,
to be fine.
scouts are ruling over him.
Yeah.
They love
I,
him. He's coming
I
off of
think
an injury too, I think, maybe.
He's got super long flow. He's got it
Yeah.
all.
He's just the guy. He'll be the guy. I think late in the year. I think he's going to be a lot of fun. But you're right. I feel like I see him like on everybody's like Twitter draft boards, like as someone to keep an eye on. But I mean, if it works, right? Like if he can maintain innings and durability as a starter, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, Missouri State's a team to look after here
Wait,
in the
wait.
conference
What's your
too.
pick?
Indiana State, boom, boom. Yeah, I like the Sycamores. No head fake here.
It wouldn't shock me to see Missouri State win it, but this conference just isn't the same now that Dallas Baptist isn't there. But still solid from top to bottom. Just a
We
new
do love
look.
Southern Illinois. They had a really good run from 2021 to 2022. Those 2
Yep.
years, they were a top dog program in the Missouri Valley. So,
Well, they were a big junior college. They recruited a lot of junior college kids, Southern Illinois, during those years. Anyways, let's move on. We got the Northeastern Conference. I
where are
love
you
Wagner.
going, dude? What about the Mid American? What about the Mountain West?
We hit the Mid American. We just need a little action.
Oh wait, we didn't do the. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I just wrote them down in the wrong order. We'll do the MAC. We'll do the MAC. I do think this conference is a lot of fun to watch and keep up with. The MAC players, it's almost like MAC football. They play differently. Like you just see a lot of big bodies that aren't as skilled as if you see wherever like the Southland or the SoCon, like another or the ASUN. Feels like those players are a little bit more flashy, more skilled, but MAC teams like Miami, Ohio, Ball State, Kent State, they all have Friday night guys who are like 6'4", 240, and just throw heavy ass fastballs. They got the 3, 4, 5 hitters who each bench press 315 pounds. And their broadcasts are funny because the cameras are always so zoomed in that the players look even bigger than what they are. So I do enjoy watching MAC games. I saw enough last year. Kent State runs that conference. I know people will argue and say Ball State or they'll say Central Michigan. Kent State is the most complete team. They were great last year. They're going to be great again this year. They have the RPI system figured out. They're going to have a high RPI. I like Kent State. Give me the Golden Flashes.
Give me the Golden Flashes to Kent State. Speaking of this conference, the MAAC tournament is one of the best conference tournaments of all the major teams. It is a dogfight from Friday afternoon and Sunday afternoon when they're punching their ticket. The last couple of years, we've been treated with really good games between Ball State and Central Michigan. I'm telling you right now, that tournament comes down to the final 3 innings on Sunday to punch their ticket. Highly recommend watching this tournament on conference tournament weekend. Watch the championship game of this tournament, but give me Kent State.
That was beautifully said. I think this is a one-horse race as well. I think it's Kent State. I do have PTSD. It was the first time I ever stood in a box and saw 100 miles per hour. Was against Ball State, and I feel like they have like their own little pitching
Sam
lab.
Bachman?
Kyle
was it Sam
Nicholas.
Bachman? Oh, before Bachman.
Yeah, Nicholas. He ended up getting drafted by the Marlins the first round that year. You could have given me a wiffle ball bet. I would have been as successful. So I have PTSD. I feel like they've got their own little pitching lab, but it feels like Kent State every year just like dominates teams.
Yep. And then we need Mountain West next, right?
Correct.
All right, Mountain West, 2 teams for me. I think they're both mid-major top 25 teams, both very similar, like similarly built and like put together. What I've noticed is like those West Coast teams don't enter the transfer portal as much as teams in the Southeast, or let's just call it East Coast.
Most of them leave the West Coast.
Yeah, but these 2 programs, San Jose State and Fresno State, have done a good job keeping their guys, like guys that have been there 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and they're both senior-led, both really heavy. I'm going to lean San Jose State here. They won the conference last year, but Fresno State could be a sleeper. Like, they have real talent on that team. So that's my 2 cents.
Exactly the same thing I was going to say. I'm rolling with the Spartan of San Jose State, but Fresno State is going to be like a 1B for me. Like a 1A, 1B type of thing here. Coin flip, go with whatever you want, but I'm going with San Jose State.
So I'm glad you guys think so, because I agree. Could not full-heartedly agree more. I just felt like this was the conference that I was going to gain a leg on. Got to broadcast CFC and CSU against Air Force last year. Sam Coolasingham is as real as it gets. It's one of the smoothest swings in baseball. And if you think about it, 2 years ago with a Paul Skeens, they're really, really good, obviously. It's tough to fill that gap right away. They struggled on the mound last year. I think they filled those holes on the mound, and I think they're going to be a lot better. And give me Air Force. Come on, the few, the proud. Let's go.
Yeah, look, I think Air Force is good too. I just, unless they have something hidden up their sleeve or new guys on the team this year, I still think San Jose State and Fresno State will be the 2 to pick from. But anyways, love that. I'm glad you went with somebody else. In fact, I'm going to switch to Fresno State, Dimitri, because you took San Jose State. It really was a coin flip for me.
I love it. We went 3 different teams there.
Yeah, let's go 3 different teams. Now can I go to the Northeastern Conference?
You sure
Northeast Conference, the NEC. It's Wagner. Wagner all day, every day.
No, dude. I have Wagner. You went
Greg Noto, head coach, great guy. Talked to him on the phone about a month ago. He's hyped. He's hyped up about the boys. Huh?
No, I didn't know you were not done. I was just going. You said something about some cool coach or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Coach Noto, Greg Noto. He's big on social media too.
All right. Well, you went with Long Island last year, and if I remember correctly, it was one of the worst picks you could have ever made.
Did I go with Long Island?
You went with the Sharks last year.
I don't know if I've ever said the word Long Island.
Dude, you went with. I think I went with Long Island too. I was just wasn't going to.
Why did we go with Long Island last year?
I don't know, but we did, and it was not a great pick.
If I did, I'm sure their Friday night guy, their closer, their leadoff hitter, 3-hole. I'm sure they all got hurt, but that would be the only reason.
Well, anyways, I'm going with Wagner. I'm going with Wagner as well.
I was going to go with Central Connecticut just because I really like their coach's name. So shout out Charlie Hickey. I just think it's a good baseball name. Hickey's kind of funny. But I'm kind of swayed to go Long Island just because you guys shit on him a little bit. And I do have a shark tattooed on my leg. So I kind of feel like I got to go Long Island.
Are you locking it in?
Lock it in.
I got to tell you, I don't know anything about this ball club, and I'm fucking all the way in.
All right, Long Island Sharks were the DeLong champ.
When Long Island wins their opening weekend, I'd like for some of the boys to send me like $5 or $6 so I can go buy a nice big gold chain at Walmart.
100%.
Hey, we have a rule here. After 3 weeks of the regular season, you have a one-time chance to change your conference winner pick. So we're going to recircle back to this in 3 weeks, and we can make or change or keep our picks.
Yeah, I'm pretty stubborn. I'm fucking riding Long Island out to Omaha now.
When they're
I'm close to riding Long Island now. You've almost talked me in, and you know nothing.
All right, let me tell you Long Island schedule.
No, I don't want to know.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
No, we don't need to know, Dimitri. We don't need to know.
Long Island.
No, because it's gonna ruin it. It's gonna ruin it. This is a
good
moment.
I'm telling you because I want to see how confident you guys are. FIU for 3, Miami, Florida for 3, Radford for 3, Siena, and then Lemoyne for 3. Can they do it? Can they?
That's a lot of wins. Those are non-conference, though. That doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But that's going to be 3 weeks from now. They're going to be 1-9. Are you going to still stick with the Sharks of Long Island? That's my question.
Wait, what? I think they're going to beat Siena and Lemoyne.
Yeah.
But that's not 3 weeks. It's FIU, Miami, Radford.
Oh.
They're going to fuck up Miami. Give me a break. Canes blow.
You're fired.
Dimitri, if Long Island beats Miami,
we're going to have a bet here.
1 game, you have to get a shark tattoo on your leg as well. How about that?
Jesus Christ, dude. Don't make me
name the price head the other way.
Do not make me do this.
We might have a bet here, fellas.
I am a tattoo abstinent person.
Oh, really? Okay.
How about you have to go swimming with sharks? Just go jump in the
So I have to put my life on the line for this.
All right, how about this? How about this, Dimitri? The shark that I have tattooed on my leg has a spinny hat on.
So you have to do an episode with a spinny hat on.
I'm thinking you have to wear it for a full week. Like, I want to wear it everywhere. This would be a big
deal.
Spinny hat. What do I got to
do?
Swept.
Deal.
I'm shouting out Dan Perillo, head coach of the Long Island Sharks. Fantastic costumes, great color scheme.
Did we just become Long Island fans, everybody?
Massive.
Are we a Long Island podcast now?
I am not a Long Island fan.
He was the Northeastern Coach of the Year in 2008. Led the Division I program record for wins in 2022. That was 2 years ago.
That's why we picked him.
Hey, guess what? We're on to the Ohio Valley. We are on to the Ohio Valley Conference here.
That's good. It's probably a good decision. Thanks for keeping the ball rolling.
All right. As a one-time member of the Ohio Valley Conference in 2014, all freshman team, no big deal. Freshman All-American, no big deal. Myself, I know this conference better than anybody else in the world. And I promise you guys, Morehead State's going to win this conference. They're the best team. I've done my research.
Conference. Clearly you don't.
I had to leave the Ohio Valley because I was too good. But this conference is the Morehead State's going to win. They have the greatest field in college baseball. It's like 280 feet down the right field line with a 40-foot net that you have to hit it over. Behind that, there's like salamanders that are going extinct, and they have to like protect those salamanders. I don't remember if they're salamanders. They might be iguanas or some sort of reptile.
I thought you knew this conference better than anybody else.
I do. I'm telling everybody a little story. So they can't move the right field fence back any further because it's an endangerment to those salamanders. And so they just put a 40-foot net straight up. And I hit 2 home runs that weekend. No big deal. Let's see. Anything else I know about them? Their coach, Brady Ward's good guy. Good guy, Brady Ward. That's all I got. But they're going to win.
Hey, I have a question. Is there any coach in college baseball that's not a good guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. The old College of Charleston guy.
Yeah, nice.
Bad guy.
Bad guy. He's a bad guy. Dude, this conference, there's one team, dude. You don't know this conference. It's the Southeast Missouri Redhawks. Emo runs this conference. They had a bad year. Some crazy things happened. I won't get into details whether they happened or not. It just wasn't a good year for the Redhawks. This is their conference.
Wait, remind me. I forget what happened.
Oh, I don't know. I was just pretending something happened and they had to deal with
Oh,
it.
dude, I was like, I missed a story or something. I
No,
thought maybe
I was just
somebody got
making up some fake
arrested.
adversity of why they didn't win last year.
Oh, dude, I'm glad we cleared that up because you would have confused a lot of the people listening. I was confused. I was like, dang, what?
I mean, that would have been my goal, to
SEMO
make
do?
them think it was just an off year for SEMO, anything that was out of their control. But this is Southeast Missouri's conference.
Yeah, until we get sued. Anyways, Jack, what do you got?
You had me at Salamander. For a fun fact, for those listening, I met Ben Upton at a College of Charleston CAA tournament at the beautiful Patriots Point Ballpark, and we almost got eaten by a snake. That's a true
Almost
story.
got eaten by a snake.
Yeah.
And UNCW was there too, the bullpen. But yeah, there was like the long black snake that was going under the turf. It was the craziest thing ever.
They have a
I
real
think
life snake living underneath the baseball field. It almost ate Ben and I while Jack Kroom was showing us the dugout or the bullpen. You had me at Salamander in right field, though, dude. Come on,
Yep, Morehead State.
lock me in.
Pac-12? We doing Pac-12 now or Patriot League?
Pac-12.
All right, Pac-12. I think this is an easy
Hold
pick.
on, Ben. Did PAC or PAT come first in the alphabet?
Man,
That's a good point. So anyways, Oregon State dude, I didn't need you to roast me like that.
yes,
Dang,
yes.
man. My tail is tucked between my legs right
I
now.
know you did.
Jeez, dude. Don't yell at me.
I'm sorry. You
It's like
just
3
got me.
times a year Dimitri will just yell at me for no reason.
That's not true.
At least we're using it up now. Anyways, Oregon State, I really like him. Travis Bazzana, I might dabble in a future for him to win the Golden Spikes. He also might be the first overall pick. Oregon State so last year the Pac-12, it's a shame, but I think they're gonna win it. I think they're gonna win it.
It's a really bold pick because I think about 3 million other people are picking Oregon State as well to win this conference. Not confirmed or anything, but it's just I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, I got it.
Pac-12
You're
for-
mad at me.
This must be a trigger conference for you two. Do you guys want to talk it out?
No, Dimitri pays for Pac-12 Network that I steal. That's all I know.
Pac-12 Network is the top 5 stream. It might be number 1. It's so good. Pac-12
It
Network.
is good.
If you watch the actual game, the stream is so good. But anyway, Oregon State is my pick to win it. Make that 3,000,001 people that have picked.
You're
Oregon
such
State
an ass, dude.
Yo, he goes at your fucking throat for going
Yeah,
chalk.
you're
and
such an
slides it.
ass.
Well, he said, I really like Oregon State.
I was waiting for like an Arizona State pick out of nowhere, but nope.
But my sleeper to win this conference is the Oregon Ducks. I really like that team. They're going to be I think they're going to be really good. I think people are super high in Arizona State. I mean, USC, I don't see it. I'm not buying it. Stanford, dude, it's hard to reload with it. And they lost Brady Montgomery. They lost some big boppers, Bowser and whoever else. I just think Oregon State, if Stanford's going to have a down here, this is going to be the year. So give me Oregon State. I do like Oregon, though. UCLA, I'm just too scared to talk about them.
I think Oregon has the most exciting maybe player in baseball. Anytime you got a dude that hits backside jimmies with a wood bat, that's pretty fucking awesome. Give me Stanford. I like Stanford. I do think it's really difficult to reload. I think Braden Montgomery at A&M makes them a contender. I know we're going to dive into the SEC in a second, but and he's just an awesome human being. But I think Malcolm Moore and his experience behind the plate transitions to success on the mound for the Stanford. Give me the Cardinal. I think everyone's out on him. I'm in.
Right on. Patriot League, Army, anybody else?
Give me the Army Black
Army
Knight.
just flat out dominates this conference.
Dude, it's like Oral Roberts. They get a free ticket to the postseason every year.
Yep.
This is a Lee Corso pick for me. I'm going Bucknell. One of my good buddies pitched
Whoa!
there. Yeah. They have a lot of fun on campus there. They all dress up like stormtroopers on Halloween as a baseball team. You have to earn the right to become a stormtrooper. I'm all in on Bucknell. It's fucking sick.
That. Wait a minute. Is that true?
Yeah. I think they're
wow, I love that.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Hey, here's a question I have for you guys.
Shout out to Jeff Gottesman.
Does the head coach of Lehigh or Holy Cross or Lafayette ever walk in the clubhouse and say, hey, guys, we're going to win this conference this year? Put in the work. Show up at 6 a.m. We're going to win this conference this year.
Can I add on to this real fast because I have a good story, and I know this might take a little bit, but when I was at UT Martin in 2014, we didn't really have a head coach. Wow, I almost just broke my mic. We didn't really have a head coach. He was an interim coach. We fired our head coach in July or August the year before and never hired a new one. But anyway, so we went 9-43 in 2014. 9 wins, 43 losses. We used to break it out all off season, all like pre-spring, even the first couple weekends of the season when we got smacked. But we used to break it out with Omaha on 3. You know, everybody gets in Omaha on 3, 1, 2, 3, Omaha. We called ourselves the Omahawks because we were the Skyhawks. And but we would break it out to Omaha. After like week 2 or 3, it was like, all right, we're gonna break it out like I forget what it was. It had something like maybe OVC championship or like something like that. We were just talking about OVC winning the OVC. And then after like the first couple weeks of OVC play when we got swept, it was like, all right, like we're gonna try to get to the conference tournament. And then by the end of the year, when we were eliminated with 4 weeks left from even getting into the conference tournament, it was like, brothers on 3, 1, 2, 3, brothers. Like we're just brothers, just getting our ass beat every weekend. And yeah, it slowly just went down. So yeah, I'm sure Lehigh and some of those other schools that aren't as successful, maybe they start with Omaha on 3, but like at the end of the day, like they know they're just trying to field a team of 9 players by the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry I said that.
No, I was all in on it.
No, that's fine.
Luckily
It's fine.
for you transferred to a school that like just kept
8 conferences.
Yeah. Luckily, I transferred out of there. I did have a fun time at UT Martin. Good times.
Martin's cool shit.
So SEC, is that next?
SEC.
All right. All right. I got Ole Miss winning it. No, I'm just kidding. Hell no. I honestly think so. Can we pick like we did in the ACC? Pick the East and the West winner. All right.
Yeah.
In the East, I have Tennessee. I have the Volunteers. I think they have one of the best middle of the orders in the country. You know, Burt, Christian Moore, Billy Amick. I mean, their lineup is really stacked. People aren't really talking about it. Pitching staff, Drew Beam, Friday nights. Like Jack can tell us about Tennessee. He just interviewed the head coach. But so I'm not trying to steal his thunder, but I do like Tennessee to win the East. And the West, I like Arkansas.
All right. And who do you like to win it all?
Like to get the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament, I'll take Arkansas. I think they're just a little bit better. Actually, no, switch that. No, yeah, leave it. Give me Arkansas. That's tough though. I didn't want to pick between those two.
It's literally impossible.
For the East, for me, and I don't want to do this. I feel like it's just not a fun pick. I really want to take Florida, but I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt here to win the East.
I like that pick too. I was big into Vanderbilt. I almost did it.
I do like Vanderbilt. I think they're very complete. Nothing against Florida. I think they're Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina. They're all really good. I just think Vanderbilt is going to win the East this year. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to come down to a final weekend. They're going to have some big win on Saturday, and they're just going to get that one game. Because the winner between first and second could be at 1.5 games max separation. So I like Vanderbilt in the East, and I really like Arkansas in the West. And to win it all, I'm going with the Hogs.
Wait, all right. We can't have 2 Arkansas things on the graphic. We just can't. I'll switch my pick. I'll take Tennessee.
But we picked Tennessee last year.
No, wait. Oh, dude, I hate this. I hate how we did the same thing last year. We both picked Tennessee and it didn't work. Like, why did you have to pick Arkansas?
The same reason why you had to pick freaking Wagner, the same reason why you had to pick Binghamton, the same reason why you had to pick some other team.
All right. So I'm switching my pick. Give me Texas A&M. I think they're a sleeper pick. I think they're built to win SEC tournament. SEC weekend games. I love the coaching staff. Jim Schlossnagle just is going to get it done. Our boy Michael Early's over there as a hitting coach. He's a dog. I love the Braden Montgomery. Adding him to the roster. I like Arkansas a lot. So Arkansas fans, don't hate me. I originally had you there, but if there was a second place team in the West, I think Texas A&M finishes better than LSU, better than Auburn, better than Alabama. Give me the Aggies. I'll take Texas A&M to win the SEC this year, regular season?
I like it. I'm sticking with Arkansas here. Jack.
I've got a lot of ones. There's a lot of guys in the Southeastern Conference that are for the brand. You're asking for an SEC East and an SEC West team. The brand says for the Pencil Talk Nation, I got to take Tennessee and South Carolina, but I'm not allowed to do that, so I won't. I really like Tennessee. I really like Tennessee. I think South Carolina might have the best lineup in college baseball. I think Cole Messina is going to lead. I think my bold take is I think Cole Messina might lead the country in home runs, the catcher for South Carolina. So I think South Carolina is going to be in the mix. I bet South Carolina is a national seed. I bet they host. But I think they might finish behind Tennessee because I think what Tennessee is building is this idea of, okay, now we've tasted Omaha. Now we have to go back. Like we absolutely have to go back. You can feel it. You can touch it. It's contagious. I think they do go back. So I'm going to take Tennessee to win the SEC East. I think South Carolina is a national host. In the West, I have to stick with the brand as well and give me LSU. I think, again, I think it's really difficult to relock and reload. And I think they heard a lot of noise about their pitching staff last year, and they all showed up, right? Like they all became folklore legends in Baton Rouge. So I think they did enough. You bring in Luke Holman from – I bet you Alabama's going to miss Luke Holman next year. Like I bet you he's going to be really good. So give me LSU out of the West. I think those will be the three SEC teams that host.
And who's the overall winner?
Tennessee. I got Tennessee. Then because we got A&M, Arkansas. I'll take the Vols.
Love it.
Well, and let's be very honest. I can give as much baseball analysis as possible, but when your head coach looks as unbelievably fucking GQ and hello. The pod's dropping tomorrow, but I did ask him, how do you grow a beard like that? We talked about vacationing. We talked about music. Pretty much everything but baseball. And I just have a gigantic man crush on him, so give me the Vols.
You're not alone. Yeah, dude, the SEC is crazy this year. It would be funny if how many teams make the so 12 teams make the SEC tournament. What if like 13 teams got into the field of 64?
Not possible.
Or like all 14?
Not possible.
Because like, what do you mean not possible?
If you don't make Hoover, you don't make the tournament. Those are the ground rules.
Yeah, but listen, like what if I mean the last few years it's been like
Not
Ole
even
Miss,
close, man.
Mississippi
Stop doing
State
that.
won. What?
Not even close. You finished with 6 wins in the SEC. Your name should be crossed off, sharpied out.
That's not what I'm saying, dude. I'm saying like what if it's such an evenly balanced conference from top to bottom that last place has 10 wins or 11 wins?
Not possible.
I wouldn't say impossible. What if they all go 500? What are you going to do then?
If you don't make Hoover, you don't make the tournament.
I'm just saying, how funny would it be if 13 teams got into the field of 64?
Dude, as a mid-major advocate, how would you advocate someone not making Hoover?
I'm not advocating. I said it would be funny.
That's not
like
funny.
the whole sport would melt. People would be furious.
You wouldn't be one of them?
Yeah, I would.
Then how is that funny? That is nightmare.
It would be funny. It would be funny.
You lost me on that one. That's not funny. That's serious, scandalous behavior.
Yeah, dude. It just sounds like I just threatened your mom. Like I'm just talking about the SEC over here. Anyways, let's talk SoCon. I'm not picking Mercer. Not doing it. I've done it the last 4 years. They've never won the conference. The last time they won the conference regular season, I believe I was playing 2017. That was the last dog pile. Mercer's got way too many new faces. I think they're going to be good, but there's a team that nobody's talking about that returns some superstars. They're very offensive, very tough place to play, and that's the VMI Keydets. They're going to win the SoCon this year. VMI is going like, dude, they had an explosive offense last year, and they're returning everybody. Like, it feels like everybody in their lineup's coming back. They all hit like double-digit homers. The pitching staff's going to be better. Give me VMI.
Dude, I love that pick. I love it so much. That is awesome.
Plus, I'll never pick Wofford. I'll never pick Samford. I hate
Samford.
Those schools.
Give me the Bulldogs from Samford, Alabama, Birmingham, whatever.
Bleh. Bleh.
I had VMI on the call last year. Ben, I drank the Kool-Aid. They are as fast and as good as advertised on offense. Like they were number 2 in the country in stolen bases behind George Mason. So that's crazy that you like those guys.
Behind who? Behind who?
Some school in DC. George Mason, never heard of it. They love the country.
Interesting. I'll have to look them up.
But VMI was electric on the base path. The issue is they were scoring 11 runs a game and giving up 12. Here's my dream. If they haven't dogpiled since 17, I'm going to take Mercer, even though the 2 Mercer guys didn't take it.
Do it.
It'll be magical. I'll take Mercer. They'll win it all, and I'll get to say I called and you didn't. It'll be great.
I know that 5 minutes after the graphics posted, all 4 Mercer coaches are going to text me immediately. And I think 2 of them will say thank you so much. And I think 2 of them will be like, dude, never come back here ever again.
Hey,
so
can you do me a favor? Make a promise with me right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to promise me before you hear it.
Wait, what do you mean? What am I promising to?
That's a dangerous
Just promise me, and then I'll give you what you have to promise.
No, that's not how this works. That's how a bad marriage works, dude.
All right. Leave them all.
A happy marriage.
Leave all 4 of them unread. Let them complain. Leave them all 4 unread for 24 hours. Read it and ignore it.
Yeah, I'm bad at texting people back. So, yeah, I'll do that.
But don't just leave it. Open it. Let them know you read it, and then ignore it.
Okay. I will do that.
Perfect.
That's funny. I like that. But no, the real Mercer's going to win this year. I have to pick against him. I have to pick against him. It never works. Southland. I like the Southland. I think it's probably equivalent playing wise to the SoCon teams. I think are pretty even. They need to do a Southland versus SoCon showdown, like a tournament or something. I would love to see those 20 teams play against each other. For me, it was between Southeastern Louisiana, McNeese State, and my champion, Incarnate Word. Give me the team, the private school with the weird name out in San Antonio. They have a good coaching staff, like not just good, but a good coaching staff, and they have a kind of a recruiting hotbed out there in Central Texas. So, yeah, give me the Cardinals.
I like it. I'm gonna go back to my roots of the Southland, not my personal roots, just roots in watching college baseball. The Cowboys and McNeese.
I knew you were gonna do it. You love that picture of them getting off the plane with the cowboy hats on. You post it every year. And I like it too. It's a good picture, but I love the moment you said going back to your Southland roots, I was like, what kind of roots does he have in the Southland? And then I was like, oh, he's going to talk about the Cowboys wearing the cowboy hats.
Give me McNeese. It's their time to shine again. Last year, Ben, you and I both picked Southeastern Louisiana and McNeese. And
no, I didn't. Didn't I pick? I thought I picked Houston Christian.
You picked Southeastern Louisiana, and I picked McNeese. Oh, you did pick Houston Christian, and then you changed it to Southeastern Louisiana because they started the year like 8-1. They ended up being terrible. Give me McNeese. Give me the blue turf. Give me the cowboy hat. Give me it all, McNeese.
Wait, can I switch my pick?
Yep.
I just remembered I have to do the honor of Lance Berkman, and I have to pick Houston Christian again. I did it last year. I'll switch it 3 weeks from now, probably to Incarnate Word. But for the purpose of the graphic and the purpose of my childhood hero, Lance Berkman being the head coach, give me the Huskies.
I love it.
I can't believe as a Houston guy you weren't going to take him. This is another Lee Corso pick, and you just casually dropped in there, being a huge Astro fan myself. That I know Lance. I've talked to Lance Berkman before. Give me the big Puma. I don't care if he's playing with 9 guys this year.
They're going to be better this year. They'll be a little bit better. They'll probably finish dead last, but they'll be a little better.
Houston Christian's going to.
Oh, you're rolling with Houston Christian as well.
Houston Christian's going to win the Southland, and Lance Berkman, the big Puma, is going to fly me out to Pencil, talk him, and my whole childhood will be made. It'll be great.
I love it.
I might have to switch back to Incarnate Word. We can't have 2 Houston Christians on the graphic.
We'll lose all credibility as this platform.
Yeah, switch me back to Incarnate Word. Look,
you want me to switch? Because
No.
You've got a better chance of actually talking to Lance Berkman, though.
Oh, I have his number. I've texted with him like multiple times.
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean,
then
we
you
interviewed him on the pod in
Dude, they're
2021.
like this. They're tight.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Man? So then you stick with him. Let me just be the awkward third wheel
It's
to
too
watch.
late. I locked it in.
Too late. All right. Well, then
Yeah.
I want Houston Christian. I had New Orleans locked in strictly because I just thought it'd be a fun Mardi Gras pencil talk takeover. And then I forgot that the Big Puma was in the conference. There's no way I'm betting against it.
Yeah. Let's go to SWAC. I actually think the SWAC's gonna be pretty good this year, like top to bottom. Like when I say good, I mean competitive. It's gonna be a competitive conference. They're getting better. There's a Twitter account that I actually just followed. They have a website. I need to figure out what they're called, but they do like the HBCU baseball. And oh, here we go. It's called at HBCU Nines. And I've been reading some stuff. Like they have some good blogs about like the teams opening weekend, all this stuff. They convinced me to pick Alabama State
Ooh, I like
to
that.
win the conference. So reading some blogs of theirs, I like Alabama State.
Give me the Bethune-Cookman Wildcat out of Daytona, Florida. I love Bethune-Cookman. They play in Jackie Robinson Stadium in Daytona Beach. They're always near the top of the SWAC. I don't have much information for you guys right now, but if you want to DM me for more, I'll gladly go pull up some research. I'm just going to roll with Bethune-Cookman.
Hey, can I put a pause real quick to the pod? I mean, everybody can listen to this. I don't care, but I think someone's like trying to hack my Microsoft account. It said unusual sign in for *********, and then the last 2 digits of my phone number, review here. And then that was like an hour ago. And now it's saying Microsoft, someone else might have access *******97, recover at here. I think it's because I clicked the link the first time. I don't know. This ain't good. I think my Microsoft account might be getting hacked.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Microsoft is better than like your Wells Fargo account. That would be a bad day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I don't know what they can steal from my Microsoft account. I don't have anything on there.
All your personal information.
Probably. And they might have access to the podcast before everybody else does. So some old graphics too. I don't know.
I would be willing to bet it's because they listened to the last podcast, and after Dimitri and I realized how big swinging dick Ben is in the college baseball world,
Stop it,
moving the needle, man. I'm gonna get into
stop
Microsoft.
it.
Pish
Look.
posh.
I'm gonna take some jumpers with my son's little basketball. I can't wait. I got a goal over there.
Hey,
Once we're done, I'm shooting.
Jack, make a swaggy SWAC pick.
I'm with you, Dimitri. Bethune-Cookman, going back to my college baseball roots. I loved that video when they got hit in the back and sprinted the hard 90 down the first base on that Gainesville Regional. Give me Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune-Cookman it is.
All right. Do we need to talk about the summit? I mean, Oral Roberts is going to
Dude,
dominate.
what's wrong with you, Sunbelt?
No.
Hey. Yeah.
Dude,
actually,
do you want me to yell at you like you yelled at me?
Yell at me and I'll still yell.
What comes first, Summit or Sunbelt?
What comes first, SWAC or Sun?
No, but SWAC is Southwestern Athletic Conference.
It's written out as SWAC, SWAC.
But that's like an abbreviation.
Okay, what's the Sunbelt abbreviation? SB. So it still comes first.
No, it's not. Nobody abbreviates the Sunbelt to the SB. I promise you.
SU still comes before SW. SB still comes before SW. Whatever way you want to put it. Nobody says the Southwestern
But the
Athletic
W
Conference.
is not the second letter in SWAC.
Nobody says Southwestern Athletic Conference.
We're going to do the Summit first.
All right.
So Oral Roberts. Anybody else opposed?
Hey, by the way, I just want to say this is all for fun. This isn't serious. For any listener out there thinking beef is brewing between me and Ben, it's not real.
Yeah, listen, we're good. I'm not even mad. Like, what are you mad? I'm not even mad. What are you mad?
Are you mad, bro?
Dude,
I'm mad.
You're mad, bro. Yeah, you didn't lift, bro.
I'm just kidding. I'm not mad.
ORU Fox. ORU confirmed Fox. If it wasn't
what are we doing?
College World Series, they'd have been the ultimate story last year. ORU.
All right, Sunbelt. Here we go. This is tough. This is really tough. I like Troy. Anybody like?
Oh, dude, why?
All right, wait. You like Troy?
I have them locked.
Because I have a backup team. I have a backup team that I think's sneaky good.
Well, what do I need to go with my backup team and let you have Troy?
What's your backup team? I mean, we could pick the same, but if we both go Troy, we know like Coastal fans, Southern Miss fans,
Let
Georgia
them.
Southern fans.
Engagement goes up.
Well, I could be talked into Coastal. I could be talked into Georgia Southern.
I'm so locked in on Troy.
All right, Jack, who do you like?
I got bad news, gentlemen. It's fucking Troy. It's so Troy. I'm all the way in. I think Troy, alongside the Gauchos, which is a South American cowboy I've learned, and also any of the three teams I named in the CAA, Troy could be one of those teams that wins the College World Series this year. The Fighting Scholar Meads fuck as well.
Yeah, they're good. Wow, dude, do we make a little trio, a little lock arms, and
what would that mean though? That would mean that would be one of our teams that we put the Thousy on.
Yeah, we would have to bet it. Wow, Coastal's gonna be good. Southern Miss won't be as good, I don't think, but like potentially could be better than last year. Georgia Southern, I know is gonna be way better. Old Dominion's gonna be solid, but Troy, I think, is the best team on paper. Now, God, do I do it?
Do it.
All right, let's go. Let's do Troy. All three of us.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Don't do that ever again. Let's do Troy. Let's just team up. I'll do Troy. You're right. The engagement's going to be through the roof. Coastal fans are going to yell at us. Southern Miss fans will unfollow us, but that's okay. They know that it's probably a good thing that we all pick Troy because now it won't happen. Like real 11.7 fans that have followed us for a while are probably like, if you're a Southern Miss fan, you're probably like, oh my God, thank God they all picked Troy. Like we have a chance now, boys. Like real fans will know.
Yep.
Now we could do something funny and all pick like Georgia State and just really throw everybody off.
If it was last year.
No, that's just weird, fake, false engagement.
Yeah,
you actually believe in Troy.
I do believe in Troy. I also had boots on the ground last weekend at Troy. Shout out to the South Carolina baseball alumni group that went down, Fantasy Football League. The loser of the league went and visited their old pitching coach, now head coach at Troy, Skylar Meade. He wore a full body USA jumpsuit and sang the national anthem with no mic while both teams on Troy on the inter squad lined the line.
I saw that.
Talk about embracing fun. Shout out to Joe Satterfield, Jared Bennett, Parker Coyne, all the that rolled down there. Troy loves fun, and they love winning. Troy.
Love that. Two conferences left. We have the WAC and the West Coast Conference. So the WAC is different this year. In fact, Dimitri, go ahead and start us off because I want to see where your head's at because there's one thing I want to look up and I don't want there to be any dead air time. So go ahead and start us with the WAC.
So it came down to two teams for me, Grand Canyon and Abilene Christian. I'm kind of getting swayed by Utah Valley. I don't know what it is, but this Utah
Valley, Utah Valley.
It's like they're getting better and better and better. When is their coming out party? Is it now? Is it later? Is it never? What is it? But I think I'm going to roll Sacramento State. I kind of like too. I think they're going to be a good team this year, but I think I'm going to just stick with my guns here and go Abilene Christian.
Wow. I was not seeing that coming. Jack, go ahead.
I like Grand Canyon. I feel like it's chalk as hell, but it feels like they've built the dynasty in that. I'm all about them.
Yeah. No, look, I think, first of all, this conference is like low-key loaded. Abilene Christian, Cal Baptist is always good. Grand Canyon's great. Sacramento State's been really good. And then you have like Tarleton, Stephen F. Austin, UT Rio Grande Valley that are always like competitive.
Pesky.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Utah Valley. They have a Oregon State transfer that's gonna throw Friday nights. Coach Eddie Smith's a good friend of mine. He was the pitching coach, I believe, at LSU 3 years ago. And but he took a team that won like 9 games in 2022 and won 35 games last year, 34. Almost made the NCAA tournament. So yeah, I'll take a good friend of mine, Eddie Smith, and his club. I'll pick him to win.
That is crazy as shit.
I think it's so funny that you just called them a club. That lingo never is on this pod. We don't say, "Hey, they have a good club." I don't know. It's just a funny.
You know what? Now that you bring it up, I don't remember ever saying that. You're right. Yep, but they are good squad.
There we go.
All right, last conference.
I hate my Abilene pick now. I hate it so much.
The West Coast Conference will be good this year, everybody. I think West Coast baseball is going to have a career year. Between the Pac-12, the WAC, Mountain West,
West
West
Coast.
Coast Conference, like
Big
they're
West.
all going to be solid. I like Loyola Marymount. I like Gonzaga. I love Pepperdine, love Portland, but the team to beat is San Diego. They get to show up to Austin, Texas first weekend. I think they win at least one game against the Longhorns, possibly the series. This is a team that I feel like I'm always high on them. And yeah, they've made the tournament, I think 2 of the last 4 years. But yeah, give me the Toreros. Plus, I saw a cool old school Toreros jersey on sale on sale on eBay like 2 nights ago, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool colors, cool uniforms." That's all I need.
I'm going with the Toreros of San Diego as well. I didn't overthink it. That's been my pick since we started deep diving, getting ready for the season. I love San Diego.
I'm gonna switch to LMU. Give me Loyola Marymount. Our boy Donegal Fergus. He's gonna have the boys ready. Head coach Donegal Fergus. That's a tournament club.
Former hitting coach at Santa Barbara, former hitting coach at Washington when they went to Omaha. For anybody,
Dimitri, I think it'll be a good club this year.
Great club.
Great club.
A what? A what?
A solid club. Solid club.
A club. Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
The big league boys.
It was so funny, dude.
Big league boys.
Grand Slams? Did you see all the Grand Slams?
Is it real? Are they real? Sports.
Hey, Jack, let's go.
That's why I'm taking Pepperdine, because they have the coolest stadium in baseball. And I saw on Instagram Reels the other day, they did a fucking really cool preseason mix of them just playing catch on the beach, and I think that's really cool. Pepperdine.
1 hour and 41 minutes.
People are still
Dude,
listening.
that's great time. If there's anybody upset about this, I'm sorry. Maybe we're not the right show for you. But to cover 30 conferences in a very satirical / somewhat scouted way, that's perfect. Like you can't ask for anything better than this. But yeah, let's wrap it up there. Next week we're gonna have Omaha 8 Golden Spikes picks. We'll do a little draft. We'll promote some things that we're gonna do closer to the season starting. I don't know. What else? Is that all?
And just sign up for the Patreon so you can get in our pick'em, get ready for opening weekend. Yeah, that's about it. Check out the website, buy some merch if you like anything on there. If you don't worry about it. But that's about it.
Yeah, I got to pee so hard. So let's wrap it up. Jack, you got anything? I got to pee so hard right now.
No, it's funny. I actually had a cup of coffee an hour ago, and I got to really shit. So I'm with you. Let's do it.
Oh, hey, I have a story. I have a story. It's only like 5 minutes. If you guys
no, dude, shut up. You're lying. Let's break it out. Omaha on 3. Actually, let's just do what team on 3.
Team? No, club. Hey, to the big
league
boys.
Club on 3. 1, 2, 3 club. All right. Y'all catch us next week. See ya.
Much love.